Welcome back. Kay Ivey signs a gender bill into law. Logano has something to say about how NASCAR races at Talladega, and we're going to talk about the weather. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey has signed a bill into law that requires high school athletes to play on sports teams that correspond to the biological sex listed on their birth certificates, reports AL.com's Howard Koplowitz. Now, the most common sell for this bill was that it would be unfair for someone whose born physical traits are male to compete athletically against girls. Critics have called this law, as well as similar legislation in other states, discriminatory in that it doesn't allow, for example, transgender girls to play girls' sports. LGBTQ groups also claim that the NCAA and the World Games might pull events out of the state of Alabama over the law. Before she signed the bill, Ivey had addressed that question. Quote, "That's all speculation, and I'm the governor of the people of Alabama, not the NCAA or any of those groups." Brad Keselowski won the Geico 500 on Sunday in Talladega, Alabama. But one of the biggest players in any race at Talladega Superspeedway is Talladega Superspeedway. Tight racing at the superspeedways in Daytona and Talladega has been going on for decades, going back to the late 80s with restrictor plates and continuing today with other ways that they've restricted horsepower at the tracks. Those restrictions slow down the cars, making it safer in one sense, but also by capping the speeds, it causes the pack to stay close together as it moves around the track. That can make for some pretty exciting racing, but it also can add to the white-knuckle ride that the drivers experience. AL.com's Mark Heim and Brad Strickland report that driver Joey Logano was not happy after his car went airborne and flipped during Sunday's race. Logano, quote, "On one hand, I'm so proud to drive a Cup car that is safe that I can go through a crash like that and get out and speak about it. On one hand, I'm mad about being in the crash. The other hand, I'm just happy I'm alive. On the other hand, I think, when are we going to stop? Because this is a dangerous thing, what we're doing." I don't know how many hands Logano has, but you get his point. Last year, the country held its breath after Ryan Newman's terrifying crash that had him rushed to the hospital in Daytona with a reported brain bruise. Said Logano yesterday, "I am one hit away from the same situation Ryan Newman just went through. I just don't feel like that is acceptable." End quote. Well, it's Monday, so let's talk about the weather a little bit. We have weather reporter Lee Morgan with us to look ahead to the week in Alabama's weather. What do you say, Lee?
I say it's going to be warm and dry for the most part.
Okay.
So maybe not a summer preview, but it's going to definitely warm up this week. So we're looking at maybe a little warmer than average temperatures for this time of year. Today, Tuesday, Wednesday, cloud cover is going to increase on Wednesday. And then our next chance of rain enters the forecast Thursday and Friday. Right now, no severe weather. They're thinking about.
Thanks for making that exciting, by the way.
Well, I'm excited about it. It was a busy weekend this weekend. We need to talk about that real quick. We had at least 2 tornadoes confirmed so far. Those are down in southeast Alabama by the National Weather Service. 2 injuries from one of them when it flipped a mobile home. And lots and lots and lots of hail reports. Lots of people had hail. Some people had hail up to the size of baseballs, tennis balls. It was a stormy weekend. So hopefully this weekend coming up, we will avoid that. But we are looking at rain chances increasing Thursday and Friday. Right now, we're looking at no severe weather, but as you know, it is April. So just, we're still in our prime severe weather season. So just keep an eye on that in case that were to change.
That's right. Because I remember a week ago today, we weren't talking about severe weather for Saturday. Yeah, it was just maybe we'll get some rain, but
it just creeps in there on you.
Well,
and one other thing
I don't know what we're paying you.
You're not paying me anything, by the way. Let's just mention that. By the way, tonight is one of 2 supermoons of the year, and the next one will be next month. But, supermoon is just a moon that's closer than normal in its monthly orbit. So this one will come around 10:30 tonight. So that'll be peak fullness, but it will look full through Wednesday morning. So if you don't get to see it tonight, you can see it the next few nights. And it's also the pink moon, which is the name for April's full moon, but it's not actually going to be pink.
Right.
So
this is like the strawberry moon, just a different month. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just a full moon that's going to be close. and it looks bigger than it is.
Very good.
Exciting.
Well, as you know, it's something. It's not tornadoes or severe weather. We take what we can get around here.
It's a pretty night to light the fire pit.
Yes, it is.
Thanks. Well, we appreciate it, Lee.
No problem.
And thanks to everybody out there for listening. We will be back here again tomorrow. Until then, stop by and see us anytime you can on the internet at al.com.